Good morning. So, I don't know why I feel like I am forgetting something and I don't even know what it is. Um, I don't even know what it is. So usually, good morning everybody. So usually when I do my Saturday live streams, I have not had breakfast yet. I've not eaten anything. Um, I haven't, you know, drink any tea. I haven't drink any coffee. I am just, it's just raw, right? And for some reason this morning, my stomach I am hungry. I am very, very hungry. I have no idea why, but I guess it's just one of those days. So good morning and welcome to another live stream. This morning, I wanted to talk to you about when people throw stones at you, and this is a topic. So, um, what is this topic? Well, this topic is about, sometimes, within our work environment, we have to work with people, and everybody is not going to like us. Newsflash, everybody is not going to like us. Um, And so there are going to be people that try to upstage us, that try to block us, that are petty, that say things behind our back. And so, what do you do? I wanted to come on here and I wanted to share what I've done, what is working for me. And, as I grow in my journey, it's going to be very different. I'm going to learn new strategies and new tools, but I thought that it would be great to share with you what to do because this is, you know, I usually come on and I share strategies and I share tips. And if you've been coached by me, there are specific things that you do to get results. But as part of your growth as a leader, this will happen, right? There are going to be people that just don't like you. You're going to have haters. And so, what do you do? So, this is what this topic is about. So, share it out with persons that will need the help and would benefit from it, as well as save this video for whenever you need a boost. So let me introduce myself. If you're new here, my name is Waveney, and I am a leadership coach and I help new managers develop leadership influence by mastering their relationships at work and leveraging their communication skills. And it's all about cultivating great relationships. I shouldn't say maybe not great, but healthy and meaningful work relationships so that you can advance the cause forward as well as mastering your communication. And what we're talking about today falls into the realm of communication. So, what do you do? So, the first thing is, and these are in no particular order, the first thing is I want to tell you that people don't try to discredit powerless people. People don't try to discourage powerless people. So, the mere fact that whatever is going on, whatever your situation is, maybe somebody's saying something ill about you, maybe somebody is, you know, trying to, uh, uh, for lack of a better word, sabotage you or whatever it is that they are doing, maybe being passive aggressive or whatever they're doing. Pe- I had somebody on Facebook say they logged in, they log in time. Yes, you're always in time because you can catch the replay. Um, Whatever they're doing, people don't discredit powerless people. And at the time, I mean, I will tell you that it hurts. Um, it hurts when, people are mean at any age. It hurts when they're mean or when they try to, you're just out here trying to live your best life and you're trying to be an influential leader and you're out here trying to do great things in the world for yourself and for the people around you. But there's always going to be a group of people or that one person that just hates that. And they hate that because they are for just a wide variety of reasons. They're envious. Um, you have perceived power, right? When you can influence people, it's a level of one responsibility, right? It's a level of responsibility and influence. If you're able to influence people, that's a powerful thing. And you see it all through history. So I believe in God and I believe in the Bible, and you see it even coming up through the Bible, where Jesus was this guy. He's a prophet, he's going around, he's teaching, and people were drawn to his teachings. And people, if they wanted to kill him, eventually they killed him. Okay, if you don't believe in the Bible, that's fine. But let's move on. Let's look at people like Mahatma Gandhi, how he was influential, right? And he chose a non-resistant way of influencing people and getting his message across. And let's look like at people like Mother Teresa. And I could go on and on and on, but people don't try to discredit powerless people. And that's the first thing. So understand that with your responsibility, that with your whatever it is you're doing, you're on the right path, right? And people don't try to discredit powerless people, but you want to use the platform and you want you to use your position for good. And I believe that. I don't ever believe that we are gifted with the position. And when I say gifted, I'm a very spiritual person, so I believe things that are supposed to happen will happen. And I think that God or source or whoever you believe in um, has given you a gift. And if so, if you're gifted in that position, you got that position. Or if you don't believe in any of those stuff, if you're not a spiritual, the fact that you've worked that hard and you've attained and you have that platform and you have that forum, that is important and you must use that responsibly. Um, Jennifer says, people hate when you have influence, but to have it is a gift. It is truly a gift. It is a gift and one that should not be taken lightly. That is why I'm doing, I I probably could have done so many other focus on so many areas in the people's brand, but I wanted to focus on leadership because it's important. Bad leaders are horrible. They're just bad leaders are uh, uh, they're not good. They're not good for the work environment. Bad leaders are not good for the work environment. And so if you're a leader, if you're in a position where you're influencing people or you're a position that you're leading people, that you need to take that serious. But people don't discredit powerless people. So let's first start there. The second thing is um, get clear on who your support system is. Who's in your support system? Who's really supporting you? Who's your support system? I believe that everybody needs a support system, and COVID would have shown you that you need a support system, right? Especially when you get into a leadership role, when you're managing people, you need a support system. You need people who can bounce, that you can go to, people that you can vent to, people that you can be yourself with, right? It's important, right? Because you can't just have a meltdown at work. You can't sometimes say what you want to say at work. You can't do all of those things. You can't I know. They're the best. I wouldn't say they're the best teachers, but they are. Somebody on Facebook is saying bad leaders are the best teachers. They teach you what not to do. I agree with you. I don't know if I would say they're the best teachers. I really don't know if I would say that, but I'm telling you because it could, and I'm diverting a bit because it could go either way. It could be that you can perceive it either way. You could be one of those persons, like you and I would say, you know what, this is what I am not going to do ever. When I become a manager, when I become in this role, I will never do that. And you will always remember and you will do that. Or you could get into a role and if you are not investing in yourself, if you're not learning, if you're not growing, investing in your development, your leadership development, and you hit a situation, you may remember this particular leader managing through fear or by intimidation, and you might say, you know what, that person was really an asshole, but it kind of worked out. I didn't like them, I hated them, but they got this result. And if you're not a strong enough person, you could go very well go down that road. So I would not necessarily say that they are the best teachers. I would say that they 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 contribute to your learning. That's what I would say. Thank you for that, Shirley. I appreciate that comment. So let me get back. So you need to be clear um, on in clear on who's your support system. And if you're just joining me, I'm speaking about what do you do when people throw stones at you. And the stones meaning if people are they just don't like you because you're gonna get that. They try to sabotage, they try to, they're petty, it just is uncomfortable. So get clear on who's your support. And how do you get clear on that? Well, you want to talk less and observe more. And when I say talk less, I am not saying that you go into the office and you're not saying anything to anybody because you don't trust them. Not even if you know, because sometimes we get feedback on, people have said this or people are trying to do that. And sometimes we don't know who they are, but somebody alerts us. What I'm saying is learn to observe, learn to listen more than you speak. And it is a challenge. It is a challenge because you know, we're necessarily not like that. There's some people, they're like that, they're wired like that. Like I would say, my brother is like that, but um, it is something that you have to be aware of. I think as a leader, you wanna talk less and listen more and observe, and that's one way. And the other thing is, I want to say on this is that people are drawn to winners and people are drawn to greatness and people are always drawn to people who are going somewhere and people who are doing something with their lives. They are naturally drawn to those people. And sometimes some of it is out of admiration, sometimes it's about, I want to get close to this person because I want to learn from them. I want to be like them. I want to understand, what it is they're doing to be successful. And that's great. And sometimes they just want to get close to you, just they don't have any good intentions. Okay. And so you have to be mindful of that, right? Your light, there's a saying that a quote that says that your light will attract. And it does happen, and that's okay. But that you have to understand who's a support and who's not, right? No, who's genuine and who's not. And one of the things I've learned in being in from my human resources background is that you have to learn how to filter information. What do I mean by that? There is information coming at you all the time, and sometimes people share information with you, and they share information to get a response, right? They don't share information with you to necessarily say, hey, just FYI, just so you know, I want you to be careful. I'm sharing this with you because I want you to be better. Some people are like that. Other people, they share information to get a reaction. They share information, they get a reaction from you, they go back and they say something else. So I have learned that being in HR, people come to me with information all the time, and I always ask myself, why are they telling me this? Why are they sharing info? Why are they telling me this? And you will know if you pay attention, and this is a skill that you will learn and you have to learn as a leader, and it'll help you in life, is that when people come to you with information, how are they, what is the language they're using? How are they sharing it? People who mean well for you will always try to give you advice, give you suggestions. Um, the language will be different. They might say to you, I've observed this, or this thing was said. Here's, I went through this time. Here's how I managed this. Here's how I handled this. Here's how I manage, how I handled this. This happened to a friend of mine, and this is what they did. Or here's a resource. They're always going to try to help you to be better. Now, people are just sharing uh, information as gossip, or as, yeah, they just don't mean well. The energy behind the language and the words and the way that they say it, the intention will be different. And if you're paying attention, if you are aware, you're going to pick up on that. All right, so just really be clear on who's your support system. Yes, consider the source. Consider the source. Consider the source of it. And sometimes, and this is a disclaimer, sometimes there are people who cannot express themselves well. They cannot, they'll say things and they don't, it's not crafted well, right? And so it comes with time. So you have to pay attention. There's so many variables. So let's get clear on who your support system is. And I am a fan of having a support system. Always have a tribe outside work. Always have your go-to person outside work, especially as a leader. Always have that person, two, one, three, right? That you could just go and cry and vent and just be yourself and throw a tantrum and then feel better. You need that. You need that. Okay? Yes, body language, Karen, plays a huge role. But it comes with growth and development and learning to pay attention. So, number three, and this is a question that I ask myself continuously. Um, and I've also um, placed it in my coaching programs because it's a very important question. And it's a question that will always center you and pull you back to your purpose and your mission and what you are about. And that question is, who do you want to be? What type of leader do you want to be? Right? And you could substitute that for anything. What type of parent do you want to be? What type of husband do you want to be? What type of wife do you want to be? What type of spouse you want to be? What type of partner? What type of a sister do you want to be? What type of friend do you want to be? You can substitute, but we're talking about leadership and work. So what type of leader do you want to be? What kind of person do you want to be? For me, I want to be. I cannot. I cannot come on here and talk about influential leadership and share all these great things with you if it wasn't coming from a real, authentic, genuine place, if I wasn't living it. And so for me, integrity, having that integrity is important, right? I also want to be an influential leader. I want to be the type of person that even if you don't sign up for my Communicate to Influence program, or any, you've not done a career coaching session with me or anything with me, the fact that you're on this live stream, that you're interacting with my content, um, on my pages, on my social media pages, I want you to walk away with feeling something, feeling that it can help you. I want to add value to the world. So I want to, act from a place of integrity. I want to add value to the world, whether you're paying me or you're not paying me, I'm adding value, right? That's important to me. It's important to me um, that people feel comfortable, that I am saying that I'm an influential leader, I'm a leadership coach, and I'm acting it, I'm walking the talk, talking the walk, walking the talk. You know what I mean, right? But that's important. So who do you want to be? And that person, that question will always bring you back to your center. It will ground you, because who do you want to be? When people are saying things and doing things, and they may be acting from a place of fear, and because really what it is, when people try to bash you and do all these things, it's a place of, it's a fearful place. I think it goes back to fear. But who do you want to be? And that keeps you from being indulging in being petty, because there are moments that you will have the opportunity a lot of the times to have the upper hand. The question is, what are you going to do when you have the upper hand? Will you heap coals of fire on their head? Will you retaliate? Will you go down the path where you want to have revenge? I don't want to be that person. I don't want to dwell in that energy. So I am very clear on the type of person I want to be, the type of leader I want to be, the type of woman I want to be. And if you're not sure, then think about it. What are those? What do you want to be known for? What had if you were going to die tomorrow, if your death was scheduled, and these are things that you need to think about. If your death was scheduled for tomorrow at what time is it? Let's say 10 o'clock. What would you want to be known for? What would you want to be remembered for? Go there, start there, and then let's work on that. That's an exercise that is very helpful, and that's an exercise that it's exercise in self-reflection and awareness, and it helps to keep you grounded. So who do you want to be, right? You always want to manage yourself. You the most difficult and challenging person that you'll have to manage is you, I think, right? Because leaders are people too. Leaders are people too. And you have emotions, and you have feelings. And that is why it's important to find your tribe, get that support system. Now, number four is, don't pressure yourself, and don't try to explain, and don't try to justify. And we're talking about when people throw stones at you, what do you do if they're trying to, you know, doing all these things? And here's why you don't try to explain yourself. You don't try to say all these things. You don't do anything. You don't do anything, because you know why? Your work always speaks for you. Focus on not perfecting. Focus on you. Focus on your craft. Focus on why you're there. Focus on doing a great job. Focus on doing the best job. Focus on doing 100%. And the reason why they're probably coming at you is because you're probably doing that anyway, right? So continue focusing on that. Your work will always speak for you. I've seen it so many times when people try to say, "Oh, she don't know what she's doing." Da 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 da. Your work, the quality of your work has a voice. Your actions have a voice. They speak loud and clear. If it gets frustrating, and it will get frustrating, that is why you have your tribe. And maybe sometimes you need a time out. Maybe sometimes you need a break from that environment. Maybe you need to take vacation, right? Or if it's too much, maybe you need to create an exit plan. I think I did something on how to create an exit plan or what to do. So please, I can't pronounce your Instagram name. If you want that resource, just send me a DM after this live stream, and I'll look for it and send it to you. Right? No situations, no situation. All situations are not created equal. Right? All situations are not created equal, but you have to manage your focus. You have to manage your focus, right? And that is why sometimes when information comes to us, do we need to? I'm going to get to that in a minute. I'm skipping ahead. But don't pressure yourself. Your work speaks for yours. Your work has a voice. The quality of your work has a voice. It does. All right. And it is louder than anything that is negative, because if what people are saying and what you are doing are not adding up, who's going to look like a liar? Who is going to look like a liar? You? You're doing great work. It doesn't mean that you're perfect. It doesn't mean that you won't make mistakes. And that's why I say, don't pressure yourself. You're going to make mistakes, and that is being human. But that is why you need consistency. Consistency makes you look perfect. I've met so many persons that say, I don't know how you do it. You're always posting. I know you have a full time job. How do you do it? Okay. And I'm thinking in my head, there are weeks, the other week, I wasn't posting as much, right? I think I posted like twice in a week. I didn't come on live stream, right? I took a break, right? But why are they saying that I'm consistent? They're saying that I'm consistent. You're saying that I'm consistent because for if you had to surmise over the past, what is this, the seventh month, you will be like, yeah, I always see her posting. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. You want to be consistent in the results that you deliver. And that is how your work has a strong voice. All right. So to answer your question, set boundaries. Number five is set boundaries. And how do you set boundaries? So if persons are coming to you with information, they're sharing information, they're telling you, this person doesn't like you, da 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 da, this person said this, and this person said that. And sometimes it's well meaning, like I said, sometimes you have to wonder, why are they telling you this? You need to set boundaries in that. You need to understand how much you listen, how much you're going to listen, to whom you're going to listen to, and how often you're going to listen to it. Because at some point, you'll have to say, you know what? Thank you so much for sharing. I know that you're looking out for me. I really appreciate it, but I think that you've given me enough information to go on. I think that you've given me enough information so that I can be aware. So that's okay. It's okay. You don't have to tell me anymore, right? You're telling them that you don't want to hear it in a very nice way. So, how often are you going to listen to this? Um, Perhaps you can bring this to the attention of your boss. Perhaps you may need to confront the person or speak with the person. I understand, hey, um, I'd like to have a word with you. It depends on the situation because, like I said, no, all situations are not created equal. Maybe it's your boss, right? And it's even more tricky when it's your boss, right? You may have to do things in a certain way. You might have to ask them, how can I support you more? You may have to. I've been in situations where I've had bosses that were threatened by me. So what I did is I took a step back. And when I say I took a step back, I mean that I let them shine. So I would go to them more often. When I've completed certain projects, I would say, what would you want me to do? I wouldn't take the initiative and just go out and do whatever. There's some bosses there like that, right? That they want you to take the initiative. They don't care, right? They give you more, they empower you more. There are others who are threatened by that. You have to know, you have to learn your boss. That's part of being smart. You have to understand who this person is. We're not here to fix and change people, but we're here to work with people. We are here to understand, right? So sometimes you have to take a step back. Sometimes you have to say, you know what, I've completed this. Or is there something bothering you? Or you can skip. Tell me something. Tell me how I could. You're saying to your boss, tell me how could I could support you better. Tell me. There's three questions. What do I need to stop doing, start doing, and continue doing? That those are three great questions to ask people, your team and your boss, right? So you need to set boundaries, you need to create boundaries, and depending on the situation, it's going to look very different. But set boundaries. And you don't want to entertain somebody who's disrespecting you. You know, you need to sometimes call people out. Uh, Maybe not in the moment, but sometimes you need to go back and say, I realized that when I was doing X, Y, and Z, you look preoccupied, you look busy, you didn't look pleased. Is there something else going on? Right? There are ways to craft those questions. You don't go and attack because if somebody don't like you or they're already in a type of space, you don't go and use a certain type of words. So you have to really think about your language, right? Um, and then I hope this answers your question about what if it gets frustrating. And of course, sometimes you need to take a break. You need to take a break, right? You just had enough. You need to take a break. Many times I feel like that, you know, and it's important because you don't want to compromise the integrity of your leadership because you're burnt out, stressed out, tired. Because as a leader, you don't get to use the fact that, well, I had this, I had that. As a leader, you don't get to use those excuses. So if it is that you need a break, take a break, right? Number six, and this is the final one, is continue walking in your purpose. Um, Last night, I usually plan my content like every week. So when I'm done, maybe later on today, not maybe later on today, I am going to be sitting down and writing the content for next week. So I was I already had planned this um, live stream last week. And last night, while I was getting ready for bed, I saw this clip, and I think it was Susie Orman, um, and she gave this quote, and it says, "The elephant keeps walking as the dogs keep backing." I was like, wow. The elephant keeps walking as the dogs keep backing. The elephant does not stop that majestic creature and say, stop backing. It doesn't try to trample them, it doesn't do anything. It keeps walking. And so that's what I want to end with. Keep doing you, keep ev- keep evolving, keep being the best version of you, keep investing in yourself. This is how you become the best version of you. One of the ways is by investing in yourself. Another way is by self-care. Maybe I'll do something on that. Let me write that down. Yeah, yeah. But keep walking. Keep walking. Remember, the first thing I said was, where is it? My notes. People don't discredit, try to discredit powerless people. All right. And thank you so much. It has been great. Thank you for your comments. If there is a particular topic that you'd like me to chat will you like us to chat, like me to share my experience, my knowledge, let me know, and share this out. Save the video because you're gonna need it. Life, happens, and sometimes we need motivation, and we need to be inspired, and sometimes we need to be reminded, you know. But thank you so much. Thank you for participating. Thank you for your questions, and have an amazing Saturday. Bye.